Hey everybody, thanks so much for downloading my sample entry plan. It seems like a lot of you are in search of an administrative position, whether it's your first principal position, your first assistant principal position, and I'm hoping that I can help you a little bit along the way for your journey. So I'm Bobbie French. I am an educational leader. This is my, about 25th year in education, 18 in administration. And I'm also the host of the Busy Principal podcast and the founder of Lead, Learn, Hope. And you can check out my website at bobbiefrench.com, where hopefully you can find some other resources that'll help you. So first I want to just talk about the entry plan. So I had shared a sample with you, and I just wanted to let you know a little bit about how I use it. And I had created this because it was actually started out as a task for one of my interviews. And then I found it so helpful that I started using it to kind of set me apart for all of my interviews. When I was asked to create my first entry plan, I did a lot of research. I looked at a lot of different plans, all the elements. And what you have here is kind of the culmination of that project. So I always just start out with a little color page. I always include the school's logo. So you can easily find this on their webpage to be able to save that. So I always swap in whatever their logo is. The other thing, so I write the entry plan like I've already been given the job. So you're kind of thinking in the future, if I'm hired, what then am I going to do? And so my little intro here is to the school community. And so again, you're talking and thinking in that language that you've already been hired and what your first 100 days is going to look like. So you're kind of explaining that to them. And then I always include the school vision, or if they have values, it might be their mission statement, it might be their philosophy. So it depends on what you're going to find on their website, what you'll include. And I can try to show you a couple of other samples. These colored bars in my entry plan, I also change them to reflect the color of the school. So I actually do that using an extension. Let me see, called Colorzilla. So I use Colorzilla so that I can try to use the exact color that they have on their website. Or you can just kind of eyeball it to get a close color. So again, there's school improvement objectives. Most of the time this is included, but there's been a few schools that their school improvement plan is not on their website. So I'm unable to kind of get those objectives. Or you might find the district improvement objectives. And so then I would just change that to district objectives. I have my core values, and then again, a little bit about a purpose and goals of the entry plan. And my 3 goals of the entry plan stay the same. You know, 1, learning all I can about the school and the district. I think that's important to know all about the school that you're going to be going into. And this really does help keep you on track, because it can be overwhelming to take on a new position and needing to learn so much all at once. So at least this way you can kind of spread it out of those first 100 days, but priority what needs to happen first. You know, how are you going to meet and greet with staff, sending out entry letters? Are you going to schedule one-on-one meetings with faculty, small meetings? What is it going to look like? What are your actions for meeting with staff? And then this says School Governance Council and Small Schools Working Group. I personalize all of these categories. So this is what it was called at this school. However, in another entry plan, you'll see it's called School Council, because that's what they call it. I also personalize when you get to parents. I personalize what is the parent organization called. So I've seen PTO, PTG, PTA, PSTO. So again, by filling out these entry plans, it really helps you dive deeper into the school and district to get to know some of that information about them. So again, like goal 2, now you want to understand like the systems, practices, and policies at the school and district level. And then goal 3 is kind of how are you going to create school improvement. I just obviously have highlighted text here that I didn't want highlighted. And then I have to change the color of the text. Look at the things that you find. So again, I just, again, personalize all of these. And then these are my focus group questions that I have so that when I'm meeting with these groups of stakeholders, I already know what questions I'm going to ask all of them. Let me share another one with you. So this is an updated entry plan for another school. So you can see again, using the logo, my intro letter again, and this is edited and personalized depending on the school community. So this school, I have the mission statement and their philosophy as well as school improvement objectives, my core values and purpose of the plan, the goals of the entry plan. And then this one, I would have been working with an assistant principal who's been there for several years. So I wanted to make sure that my entry plan included how I was going to work with the other team members and what that was going to look like. You can see here, this at this school is called the School Improvement Council. This is where there's a PTSO. So again, just customizing it for the district that you're going to work at. So I hope you find that helpful. Again, look at some of these categories and, make it work for you. Think about what are the things that would be most valuable for you to know as you go into a new position. So again, I hope you find that helpful. And I will be creating some information on resume building. I know you think that would come before this, but I just redid my resume using a new format. I know there's some discussion on to include a photo, not include a photo. So I will hopefully have those resources out to you soon. Enjoy. We're